What if one question changed everything? What if our planet had never warmed? No rising CO2, no melting ice caps, no global heat waves, extinctions, or climate summits. What if the delicate systems of Earth stayed in balance? And climate change, as we know it, never happened? Would the world be a paradise? Or will we uncover a whole new set of problems? Let's imagine a world where humanity never disrupted the climate and ask ourselves, would it have truly been better? In this alternate world, fossil fuels exist, but either humans never burned them at scale, or the atmosphere perfectly absorbed them without warming. No climate tipping points, no emergency. By the 1980s, scientists noticed that nothing's changing. Temperatures are flat, glaciers remain steady, sea levels hold firm, and the phrase climate change becomes just a theoretical idea, shelved and mostly forgotten. But something else happens too. Without a crisis to rally around, humanity's trajectory changes. Nature flourishes. The Amazon stays whole. Coral reefs never bleach. Polar bears never vanish. Food systems remain stable. Droughts and floods don't escalate. Millions of climate refugees never displaced. The poorest nations have time to develop without being hit hardest. Wildlife corridors grow. Cities embrace nature. Clean air leads to lower respiratory illness. Agriculture stabilizes. Biodiversity thrives. It's a picture of balance, a version of Earth we never got to see. But even paradise has shadows. In our real world, climate urgency drove innovation. Solar, wind, battery storage, electric vehicles, all accelerated by fear. In the world without climate change, there's no push to innovate energy. Fossil fuels remain dominant. Oil giants stay unchallenged. Most homes still burn gas. Power grids still run on coal. There are no global decarbonization treaties, no carbon markets, no climate tech boom. Progress slows. The green revolution never happens. And by 2050, the world has fallen behind, technologically and ethically. Without climate change to fight, wealthy nations grow more complacent. They don't shift their values. They consume more. Cheap energy means more waste. Plastic production surges. Single-use everything. Infinite growth unchecked. The wealth gap widens. Developed countries enjoy endless abundance. Meanwhile, developing nations still struggle, only now without the global solidarity climate fear once inspired. There's no shared emergency, just silent inequality. In a world without climate change, environmentalism takes a back seat. Without fires, floods, or hurricanes growing worse, the urgency vanishes. The younger generations lose a cause to fight for. Activism fizzles out. There's no Greta, no Fridays for future, no global climate strikes. Politics shift away from sustainability. Nature is taken for granted, not protected. And while the planet is stable, our stewardship becomes hollow. With no climate limits, development explodes. Megacities grow uncontrollably. Rural areas are abandoned. Concrete dominates. Why slow down when the Earth isn't reacting? By 2100, Earth's population soars. Human footprint quadruples. And though climate is stable, ecosystems begin to collapse simply from expansion. Species go extinct not from warming, but from crowding. We learned that climate change wasn't the only danger. The real threat was our appetite. In our world, climate change became more than science. It was a moral reckoning. It forced us to ask, what kind of ancestors will we be? Can we live within limits? Do we owe anything to future generations? In the no climate change world, these questions don't echo. No shared awakening. No planetary empathy. No environmental ethics movement. People live, but don't think about the long term. The crisis that could have united us never existed, and something vital was lost. Without climate-driven renewables, fossil fuel empires reign. Oil remains king. Countries fight not over emissions targets, but extraction rights. More pipelines, more drilling, more military presence in oil-rich regions. Green energy never decentralizes power. Authoritarian regimes strengthen. Surveillance spreads. dissent fades. Because in this world, energy is still a weapon. And without climate change to force diversification, energy equity never arrives. The tech boom still happens, but without climate as a constraint. AI, VR, robotics, they all thrive. But sustainability is never factored in. Every device, server farm, and streaming network consumes massive power. We build endlessly, consume endlessly. Because climate never told us slow down, we believe we can have it all. And we forget that some limits are invisible until they break. In our reality, climate change inspired spiritual shifts. People reconnected with nature. They turned inward. They sought meaning. They asked big questions. Who are we without Earth? Can we be humble? But without the crisis, those questions remain unasked. No eco-spiritual movements. No rituals for the planet. No sacred activism. Without threat, we forget to be grateful. Without loss, we forget to love. And the planet becomes a background, not a relationship. Eventually, something else warns us. Not the climate, but AI. It models our path and shows us the collapse. Not from heat, but from waste, greed, apathy, and scale. We didn't destroy the planet. We just hollowed it out. The forests are still here. The skies are blue. But meaning, connection, and future vision withered. And now we have to decide. Do we change without being forced to? Imagine growing up in that world. The planet is thriving, but culture is hollow. There are no movements, no urgency, no shared battles, no reason to unify. The air is clean, but the heart is empty. Would you trade struggle for comfort? Would you trade action for peace? Would you give up saving the world if the world never needed saving? So what if climate change never happened? The planet would be healthier. But would we? Would we grow, innovate, awaken, or would we stagnate in comfort? Because sometimes a crisis creates clarity. And maybe, just maybe, our struggle with the climate isn't just about survival. Maybe it's the thing that made us human again. Our world is messy, warming, unequal, fragile, but we're awake. We're fighting, and we're learning what it means to live in relationship with the earth. So maybe we don't need a perfect world. Maybe we need a world that demands something from us, something real. Share this vision. And as always, stay curious. This is the only earth we've got, and it's not too late to become its guardians. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe for more, and hit the bell so you never miss a thought experiment. Until next time, what if? Your best ideas are yet to come.